What's going on, folks? It's a tough one today. Um, I'm at a bit of a loss for words. I was thinking um, quite a bit yesterday about something that I could do that would be good or meaningful or useful or valuable. And I got to be honest, like talking about art right now or talking about 3D or computers, like at least with everything going on in America. Um, it, I mean, meaningless isn't the right word, but it just seems like tone deaf, or I mean, I don't know how much everyone's been following what's been going on here, uh, but it's a tragedy. And honestly, I don't even know if I should be saying anything at all. Obviously, being a white male that came from privileged background, my voice is definitely not the important one right now. But also to be silent is to give consent. And so I wanted to say something. I'm going to keep it brief today. We're going to get back to art soon, I promise. But right now, that doesn't seem to be the most important thing, nor something that I can really even focus on. Um, I do want to say unequivocally that I stand with the protesters in my country and with the black community. Um, I won't say that I condone all the violence that's coming along with the protests, but I sure as shit don't blame any of them for it. JFK, back in the early '60s, famously said that those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. Um, and I think that's what we're seeing. Um, our president is threatening violence to the protesters, um, the use of excessive force of the military against our own people. He's talking about the need to dominate them, when really, a couple centuries of excessive force and domination is what got us kind of to this point, I think. Um, he's quoting, I don't know how much this is being reported to you guys in your countries, for those of you that aren't in America. He's quoted some racist white police chiefs about when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Again, talking in reference to his own people. Um, he's literally been hiding in the White House with his lights turned off. Literally, there's pictures of the White House with no lights on. Um, and then when that gets reported by the news, he gets angry about how that makes him look. And so he took armed military, used tear gas, rubber bullets, and excessive force on peaceful protesters to clear the way so that he could take a picture in front of a church. Um, that he couldn't even be bothered to go in um, and pretend to pray, let alone actually pray. Um, he's recently called in the 82nd Airborne to DC For what reason? God knows. The 82nd Airborne is one of the groups of parachuters. Um, that division was used in the D-Day landings in World War II, and Trump's calling them in. I don't know why. The fact that a president would even think that he needs an entire division to protect him, that he would consider using that against us. I don't know what he's doing. It is an embarrassment would be an understatement. Um, and that's all not even getting to the issue of George Floyd's murder. Um, or, I mean, honestly, the countless murders that we've had over the past years, decades, um, undue, largely based on the black community, um, for no good reason. Literally, if you had changed the color of their skin, they wouldn't be dead, which is hard to stomach. Um, and so yeah, so talking about art right now is a tough thing. I started these streams, obviously to be optimistic about what was going on. Obviously, COVID has been a very tough ordeal uh, for the entire globe, and but when that came up, I knew I knew that we as people were going to be able to beat it. And I think if we look at it from a global standpoint, I do think that we're doing actually quite well overall, and that makes me happy. And I think we're going to pull through. Um, and I thought that we were from the beginning. And then this one, I got to be honest with this everything going on in America right now, and the way that our officials are responding to it. I am struggling um, to be as positive. Um, but I'll find it. I'll get there. And the thing that I'm thinking about, like the one thing that I think is a silver lining, I guess you could say, or one opportunity that arises from everything going on, is that the murder of George Floyd has acted as a massive catalyst, and the fact that it's all videotaped, that there's nothing for the police or any of us to hide behind of he was threatening, it looked like he had a gun, or the police were in danger of their lives, or any of the things, the common excuses or explanations that get trotted out every time a young black male is murdered. Um, None of that, we have it clear as day. The guy sitting there with his knee on a guy's neck as he dies for 9 minutes. Um, and so there's nothing to hide behind. The amount of awareness that we're seeing, I got very happy seeing just a wall of black on all of my feeds all day yesterday. Um, I am incredibly proud of everyone that's out there protesting, everyone donating, trying to raise awareness and be more self-reflective of their own prejudice, myself included, and the systemic racism um, that's just ingrained in us at this point. Even for those of us that claim not to be racist or anything else, I do think that there are reactions that we all have that, we can't control, that are a result of the way this country is. And that's all coming to awareness. And, the path to change requires everyone to agree that there is a problem. And right now, I don't think the entire country is seeing that problem, but we're getting there. More are aware of it today than they were yesterday, and more were aware yesterday than the day before. Um, And I'm really, really, really hoping that we as a nation um, rise to the occasion and take what is a terrible, heart-wrenching situation um, and make something good come out of it. Uh, so um, that's about all I got for today. I do have I have two other things to say. I will say on the art side of things, I have been continuing to make stuff, and none of it's that good or meaningful. Um, but it's at least a way for me to kind of reflect and take a little time to think about myself, and some of these things that I think of myself as like not racist at all. Um, but I probably need to really dig down and think about what little parts still sit in there, because I'm sure that they're there. I don't think that you can grow up in this country without having them there. Um, and how I can do better in the future, and also doing my best to listen to voices that have been silenced for too long. Um, so one last thing, I guess, is I'll let this guy play, and I just say down in the description below, I've listed 3 charities for anyone, or nonprofits for anyone who wants and has the means to donate to what's going on right now. Uh, my wife and I have donated to all of them. They're trying to help or fix this problem. And I've also linked 2 videos, and I would love for you guys to watch them. The first one is actually 2 years old, and it's a video of black parents talking to their kids about how to survive interaction with the police. And it's heart wrenching. And I look at what's going on in the world, and especially before the current situation, and I'm worried about the world that's going to be presented for my daughter when she gets older. She's only 2 right now. And I've never really had to worry about like the world that we're currently living in, where half this nation really, really does. And so I encourage you guys to watch that. The second one is a bit longer. It's an interview from Conan O'Brien with Van Jones, the political commentator. It's like half an hour long. He is the one that's kind of finding some of the positivity in what's going on. I think it's a well worth the listen. Yeah, that's what I've got for everyone today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the videos, and if you can, donating to people that are out on the front lines trying to fix these things. Be kind to one another. Be mindful. We're going to get back to art and positivity soon, but right now I'm just really hoping that we, as a species, certainly as a nation, take this awful, awful event and string of events, history of events that have been lasting for God knows how long, probably about as long as this country's been alive, or definitely that longer, and take this as an opportunity to get better. It's well overdue. So, guys, thank you for being here. We'll be back to art and positivity soon, but until then, be kind to one another. Be well. Yeah. I'm not thinking that the boops and beeps are appropriate today. But guys, be well. I love you all.